Ezekiel Core stumbles through the ruins of a shattered manufactorum, the smell of ozone and scorched iron filling his lungs. Around him, the remnants of the Adeptus Mechanicus outpost smolder, their sacred cogwork machines silent for the first time in centuries. Something has awakened, a truth so devastating that the Imperial authorities have buried it deeper than the void between stars. Whispers speak of the lost Primarchs, of secrets that could unravel the Emperor's grand design, and Ezekiel is staring straight into the heart of it. The sky above drips with the eerie light of a blood-red aurora, casting the ruin in crimson shadows that pulse like living veins. Every step he takes echoes with the weight of forbidden knowledge, and with each flicker of his augmetic eye, he glimpses horrors that were never meant to be seen. The galaxy isn't as it seems, and no one alive dares to say why. Deep in the Imperium, currents shift violently, and the warp screams like a dying god. Ezekiel's neural implants vibrate with a resonance that feels almost sentient. It's a warning or perhaps a lure. Across the stars, entire sectors vanish from Imperial charts, not through chaos attacks, not through Xenos incursion, but by a hand unseen. Legends call it the Veil, a cosmic secrecy maintained by forces older than even the Emperor's knowledge. And Ezekiel realizes the staggering possibility. The Emperor's plan, the Imperium's very structure, may be built on a lie. He sees the faces of the missing Primarchs flicker in the shadows, each a puzzle piece in a scheme that could ignite civil war across 1,000 worlds. One choice stands before him: turn away and live, or dig deeper and risk everything, including his own soul. The void outside the manufactorum pulses as if responding to Ezekiel's fear. A faint signal breaks the silence, distorted, almost hypnotic, calling him toward the chamber where the largest cogitator lies dormant. Its data tendrils coil like serpents across the floor, carrying fragments of the Imperium's oldest, darkest files. Names appear, erased from every record. Primarchs forgotten, chapters lost, conspiracies stitched into the very architecture of Imperial governance. Ezekiel's hand hovers over the interface, and in that moment, the reality of the galaxy's fragility crashes upon him. Everything the Imperium has fought for, everything loyalists have died for, may be a facade, held together by secrecy, fear, and manipulation beyond imagining. The moment he activates the cogitator, the truths of 1,000,000 years begin to stir. From the depths of the manufactorum, a tremor spreads, and Ezekiel feels it in his bones. He's not alone. Shadows twist unnaturally along the walls, shapes that should not exist in the material plane. And as the first encrypted files decrypt, the ancient words form themselves into a sentence that chills him to the core. The Emperor was never meant to rule. The warp flares in tandem, and a voice half mechanical, half something else whispers secrets that defy comprehension. In that instant, Ezekiel understands why no one talks about this. Not the Inquisition, not the Mechanicus, not even the surviving Primarchs. Some truths are so cataclysmic that silence becomes the only shield against annihilation. But knowledge, once touched, cannot be undone. The chamber hums with energy, and the manufactorum itself seems to breathe, watching. Ezekiel scans the data faster than human thought allows, piecing together a revelation that shifts the very foundations of the Imperium. A secret war, older than the Great Crusade, has always simmered beneath the surface, one that could destroy worlds without a single shot fired. As he realizes the scope, a figure emerges from the shadows, a being neither fully human nor fully machine, bearing the sigils of Mars, but radiating an intelligence that terrifies even Ezekiel's trained mind. "You weren't meant to see this," it says, voice resonating with the authority of centuries. And yet, here he is, and now everything changes. The figure steps closer, cogged boots clanking against scorched metal, and Ezekiel notices the intricate augmentations crawling over its body wires like veins, servo muscles rippling beneath ceramite plating. It speaks again, a whisper amplified by psychic resonance. The Emperor's empire is built on absence, on silence, on erasure. What you see here is the truth they fear. Ezekiel's mind races, trying to reconcile the weight of those words with every battle he's fought, every oath sworn to the Imperium. Around them, the manufacturum's walls pulse, alive with the memory of the data Ezekiel just unlocked. Fragments of Forbidden's history missing primarchs, chapters wiped from existence, entire sectors swallowed by hidden cataclysms, play across the hollow projections in spectral blue light. Each revelation feels like a blade to the soul. The galaxy's heroes may have been pawns, its triumphs scripted, its destiny manipulated by forces beyond even the Emperor's reach. A sudden tremor rattles the chamber, and Ezekiel barely steadies himself as the warp presses against reality. The figure raises a clawed hand, and images flood Ezekiel's mind. The vanished primarchs alive, yet trapped in secret battlefields between the material and immaterial. The Imperium's so-called victories masking unseen wars of annihilation. Fleets that never existed, campaigns erased, histories rewritten. All of it. Controlled, the being murmurs, by those who cannot be named. By the hand you will soon know as guiding the galaxy. Ezekiel stumbles backward, the magnitude of the revelation almost too great to bear. The foundation of everything he believes shakes violently. And somewhere deep in the void, he senses that someone or something is watching, waiting for him to act, to choose. The cogitator begins to hum with unnatural power, projecting a three-dimensional map of the Imperium across the chamber. Planets blink in and out of existence as Ezekiel's neural implants interface with the data. He sees sectors that should exist but don't, and others that should have been destroyed long ago but still thrive in secret. The figure watches silently, almost impatiently. Time is a resource, it intones. And you have already spent too much. If the Emperor learns what you now know, the galaxy will burn faster than you can comprehend. Ezekiel's pulse quickens. This isn't just a discovery. It's a death sentence for millions, and potentially a spark for a war that will redefine human history. The stakes are no longer abstract, they are immediate, visceral, and lethal. Ezekiel's thoughts whirl in chaos as he realizes the Imperium itself is an intricate illusion, sustained by secrets, fear, and cosmic manipulation. Every hero, every chapter, every primarch's legacy is entangled in a web of lies older than the Great Crusade. And yet, amid this revelation, the figure's voice cuts through the storm. You can change it, or you can vanish into history like the rest. Ezekiel's hands hover over the console, the decision pressing down like the weight of 1,000,000 stars. Does he expose the truth and risk obliteration? Or does he bury it, allowing the galaxy to continue its blind march toward destiny? The answer is unclear, but the warp thrums around him, impatient for action, for blood, for revelation. Suddenly, the manufacturum shudders violently, alarms screaming. Warp-tainted energies surge, and Ezekiel feels a psychic hand grip his mind, probing, testing, threatening to drag him into oblivion. The figure moves, extending a mechanical limb to stabilize him, its voice a calm anchor in the chaos. They know you are here. The Inquisition, the Mechanicus, even some of the Emperor's inner circle, they hunt knowledge like this. And when it surfaces, they purge without mercy. Ezekiel's heart hammers, sweat stinging his eyes. The room feels impossibly vast, the shadows impossibly deep. Somewhere across the stars, the galaxy's balance teeters. One misstep, one wrong decision, and the Imperium may crumble under the weight of truths it cannot survive. Ezekiel's eyes widen as the cogitator projects the faces of the missing primarchs, each framed in a halo of impossible energy. He recognizes some from fragments of Forbidden's texts. Others are entirely alien, their physiologies bending the mind with subtle aberrations. The figure speaks softly, almost reverently. They were never lost. They were hidden, for a purpose. The Emperor did not forget them, he was forbidden from knowing. Ezekiel feels the weight of those words like a crushing tide. The idea that the Imperium's architect, the Emperor himself, was manipulated is unfathomable. Somewhere beyond the stars, forces older than the Great Crusade pull strings with precision, shaping humanity's destiny in silence. And now, Ezekiel is caught in the middle of it. A single mortal holding the knowledge that could ignite rebellion, shatter faith, or even awaken these hidden primarchs back into a galaxy unprepared for their return. The chamber trembles again, but this time with purpose. The cogitator's projection shifts, revealing secret fleets that have sailed unrecorded, carrying the hidden primarchs to unknown worlds. Ezekiel traces their paths, noting patterns, each isolated in a system beyond Imperial reach, shielded from the warp, preserved for a convergence no historian has predicted. They wait, the figure intones, not for glory, but for judgment. When the time comes, they will either correct the Imperium or destroy it. Ezekiel's mind races. The very foundation of Imperial dogma, that the Emperor is humanity's savior, is a fragile illusion. These hidden primarchs represent a counterweight, a check on the Emperor himself. The question is no longer what the Imperium hides, but what it fears. As Ezekiel studies the holographic map, a sudden flare of warp energy erupts across the room. The manufactorum quakes violently, machinery screaming under unnatural strain. The figure moves to protect him, their augmented limbs stabilizing the console and shielding Ezekiel from psychic backlash. The warp is aware of your intrusion, it murmurs, and it is calling its agents. They will come for you, for this knowledge, and for the primarchs you now comprehend. Shadows twist unnaturally in the corners of the chamber. Shapes crawl along the walls, half-formed, eyes glowing with hunger and malevolence. Ezekiel feels a terrifying realization. The galaxy's greatest war is not between man and Xenos, or man and chaos. It is between knowledge and secrecy, and he now holds the scales. Ezekiel reaches for a data shard, downloading fragments of forbidden texts that chronicle the Primarch's hidden history. Each file is a revelation, alliances formed in secret, betrayals erased from memory, and battles fought in silence across uncharted systems. Names of lost worlds flash before him, planets erased from Imperial records, their populations sacrificed to preserve the lie. The figure watches in silence, letting Ezekiel absorb the truth. You see why no one talks about this, it says finally. Because knowledge of this magnitude cannot exist without consequence. Some truths are too dangerous, too destabilizing. And yet, you hold it. Now the galaxy's fate rests in your hands. Ezekiel realizes that the Imperium is not a fortress, it is a house of cards, and the slightest disturbance could topple it across 1,000 worlds. Suddenly, a psychic echo slices through the chamber, distant yet unmistakable, the call of one of the hidden primarchs. Ezekiel freezes. It is a sound both alien and familiar, resonating with the resonance of the warp and the echo of humanity. The figure steps closer, its mechanical hand resting on Ezekiel's shoulder. This is the first time in millennia they have reached beyond their prisons. You have awakened them, whether you intend to or not. And now, everything changes. Outside, the stars seem to shiver, as if aware that the galactic balance is fracturing. Ezekiel realizes with a sinking certainty that the secrets he has unearthed are not just knowledge. They are a summons, a warning, and a spark capable of igniting the Imperium into flames it cannot withstand. Alarms erupt across the manufactorum as Ezekiel scrambles to secure the data. Shadows stretch unnaturally along the walls, and shapes ripple in the flickering light. Inquisitorial assassins, psychers, and warp-touched abominations all converging on his location. The figure beside him moves with terrifying precision, limbs augmented with arcane servo mechanisms, shielding Ezekiel from the first psychic onslaught. They've known you'd come, it says, voice calm despite the chaos. They are the custodians of silence, and they will not let these truths leave this chamber alive. Ezekiel's heart pounds as reality bends around him. The manufactorum seems to pulse with the collective will of centuries-old secrets. Every step, every breath is measured, as though the very air conspires against him. Somewhere deep within the warp, the hidden Primarchs stir, their psychic presence brushing against Ezekiel's mind like a warning, a whisper of untold power. The first wave strikes, and Ezekiel feels the sting of reality shattering. Psychers lash out with crimson lightning, shadows twist into jagged claws, and the manufactorum becomes a storm of noise and destruction. Yet the figure's calm remains unbroken, moving with machine-like precaution, deflecting, shielding, and striking with cold, lethal efficiency. You cannot survive this alone, it warns. But with me, you might just live long enough to change everything. Ezekiel's hands shake as he grasps the cogitator console, trying to transmit the stolen data. His fingers hover over the encryption bypass. One wrong move, and the secrets he has uncovered could be erased forever. The hunt is merciless, the attackers skilled, and the warp itself bends against his very existence. Amid the chaos, Ezekiel glimpses a vision of one of the hidden Primarchs, a towering figure cloaked in light and shadow, its eyes alight with ancient intelligence. They are watching, the figure beside him murmurs. And some of them will come for you, not to kill, but to test. To decide if you are worthy of the knowledge you now possess. Ezekiel realizes that this is not just a chase, it is a crucible. Every decision, every movement, every breath is weighed by forces that exist beyond the comprehension of mortals. And as the first assassin closes in, a psychic pulse erupts from the hidden Primarch, throwing the room into blinding chaos and scattering the attackers like ragdolls. The manufactorum shudders violently, sparks flying from overloaded conduits, and Ezekiel feels the gravity of the galaxy pressing down upon him. The figure grabs his arm, yanking him toward a hidden exit, and as they run, the whispers of the warp grow louder, almost intelligible. "You've triggered something," the figure says, "something that cannot be contained. The Imperium will never forgive this knowledge. They will hunt you across stars, and yet, you cannot turn back now." Ezekiel struggles to keep pace, his mind reeling with the revelations he has witnessed. Somewhere, in the black expanse beyond, the hidden Primarchs move, preparing to intervene in ways the galaxy is unprepared to witness. And Ezekiel knows, with chilling certainty, that nothing will ever be the same. Finally, they emerge from the manufactorum into the cold void of night. Stars stretch endlessly above, serene yet indifferent, a silent canvas for the chaos now unleashed. The figure releases Ezekiel's arm, turning to face him with eyes that seem to pierce both flesh and soul. "You carry the spark that could ignite the Imperium or destroy it," it intones. "And now you must decide who you serve, the Emperor, the galaxy, or the truth itself." As the distant hum of pursuing vessels grows louder, Ezekiel realizes that the galaxy's balance hinges not on armies or fleets, but on knowledge. And with that understanding, he takes his first step into a war that has been waged in shadows for millennia, unaware of who or what he might awaken next.